Over the centuries, the Coptic Church has made many contributions to Christianity as a whole. Among them is the ancient School of Alexandria, founded by Saint Mark. The School of Alexandria's disciplines included theology, the humanities, science, and mathematics. In the early years of the Church, it gave rise to numerous spiritual leaders both within Egypt and abroad. As such, its program has served as a model for today's seminaries and theological institutes all over the world. A second important contribution is the preservation of the Christian faith. Since the early days of her existence, the Church has fought against heresies that deviate from a proper understanding of the path to salvation or the person of Jesus Christ. Through her Holy Fathers, the Coptic Church played an important role in preserving the true Christian faith. The Church Fathers are a group of bishops, priests, monks, and laymen who lived in the early centuries of the Church. In order to fight heresy, the Fathers met in councils to properly express the faith. The Fathers of Egypt played an important role in this effort. Among them, Saint Athanasius, the 20th Pope of the Coptic Church, championed the First Ecumenical Council at Nicaea in 325 AD. He wrote the Creed, the statement of faith, still used by all the apostolic churches today. Because of his important role in preserving the faith, Saint Athanasius endured many hardships during his lifetime. He was banished from his position 5 times and spent more than 17 years in exile. The well-known expression, Athanasius against the world, defined his commitment to guarding the faith. Third, the Orthodox Church recognizes and honors martyrs, men and women who suffered and died for their faith. While the early years of the Coptic Church were marked by relative peace, the 2nd and 3rd centuries saw 21 waves of persecution, the fiercest one under the reign of the Roman Emperor Diocletian. During his reign, the Church offered countless martyrs, by some estimates between 500,000 and 1 million. For this reason, the Coptic Church begins its calendar in 284 AD, the first year of Diocletian's rule. The calendar is based on the year of the martyrs, Anno Martyri. For example, the year 2009 to 2010 AD corresponds to 1726 AM on the Coptic calendar. Early church historians, writers, and fathers testify to the numerous Egyptian martyrs. Tertullian, a 3rd century North African lawyer, wrote, "If the martyrs of the whole world were put on one arm of the balance, and the martyrs of Egypt on the other, the balance would tilt in favor of the Egyptians." Despite periods of martyrdom and persecution, the number of believers continued to grow. The lives of the martyrs have inspired many to embrace the Christian faith. Lastly, Christian monks and nuns can trace their order to the deserts of Egypt. After Christianity became the official religion of the Roman Empire, the threat of persecution wore off. However, many Christians continue to have a strong desire to offer their lives to Jesus Christ. Instead of seeking martyrdom through bloodshed, they turned to the deserts. There, they lived a celibate life of sacrifice, marked by ascetic practices such as fasting, prayer, physical labor, solitude, and silence. 3 Egyptian fathers are pioneers in Christian monasticism. Saint Anthony the Great is called the father of the monks. His biography continues to be one of the most influential writings in all of Christian literature. Saint Paul of Thebes is considered the first hermit, while Saint Pachomius founded a more communal form of monasticism. Today, Christian monasticism continues to call many men and women to become monks and nuns and to live a consecrated way of life.
Today, the Coptic Church is marked by spiritual practices that aim at bringing her members into unity with and the knowledge of truth in Jesus Christ. These practices include fasting, prayer, and the sacramental life of the Church. Liturgical prayer is a very important part of Orthodox worship. The word liturgy literally means the work of the people. Therefore, the Divine Liturgy is the work of God's people and invites the participation of all. It is comprised of a system of rites and rituals that include prayers, supplication, chants, and readings from the Holy Bible. At the height of the Divine Liturgy is the consecration of bread and wine into the true body and true blood of Jesus Christ. The faithful partake of Holy Communion, the Eucharist, to unite with Jesus Christ and with one another. The Coptic Church also has a very rich and ancient musical tradition. All worship services are chanted. Some melodies are said to date from the time of the pharaohs, while others have a strong Byzantine influence. Among them is the Hymn of Peace, or mp4 in Coptic. This tune was once chanted to welcome and receive the pharaohs. While the melody has remained the same since ancient times, its lyrics now reflect the Coptic Christian faith. Coptic hymns are often accompanied by hand cymbals and a triangle to maintain beat and rhythm. Lastly, a visitor to the Coptic Church will find it adorned with icons, which are images of Jesus Christ and the saints. Unlike pictures or portraits, icons are not meant to capture natural or physical characteristics, but rather the spiritual. Deep theological teachings are conveyed in the features and colors of icons. Icons are used in Coptic worship and often called windows to heaven. The Orthodox faithful do not worship the icon itself. Rather, the faithful use icons in prayer to remember the lives and events depicted, asking for the prayers and intercessions of the saints.